Trauma is not necessarily a catastrophic event. Sometimes it's those quiet moments where we felt alone. The first time our need wasn't met, or those childhood moments where we didn't even know shaped us. From the time we are born, our nervous system begins collecting experiences. Some nurture us, and others that leave an emotional imprint that we carry into adulthood. Today, we'll explore how traumas and emotional wounds develop across every stage of life from birth to adulthood and how you can heal them. This is the story of every human being, and this is the path back home to yourself. How trauma forms from birth to present day. Birth is a major first transition. Even in the gentlest births, a baby experiences separation from the womb, sudden bright lights, loud sounds, cold air, new sensations, and physical handling by strangers. For some babies, birth involves premature delivery, NICU care. NICU stands for Neonatal Intensive Care. It's a specialized medical care for newborns who are premature, critically ill, or have other health problems. C-section separations, breathing difficulties, medical interventions are supportive care like warming, oxygen therapy, nutritional support, alongside more specialized treatments such as antibiotics for infections, surgery, and ventilators for breathing difficulties. Early loss of mother's warmth can cause mother wound, which can be lasting and lead to feelings of abandonment, insecurity, and unworthiness. This trauma can manifest as difficulty forming healthy relationships, low self-esteem, and fear of rejection. These early moments imprint our nervous system with signals like I am safe or the world is overwhelming. What most people don't realize that our emotional blueprint begins right here. The first year determines how we relate to love, connection, and the world. When caregivers stay present and observant, responding consistently to a child's needs with gentle touch and language, creating a secure and consistent daily routine and validating their emotions without judgment. This can help a child to regulate their emotions, building trust and a secure attachment. The child develops secure attachment. It's a foundation for emotional stability. But when caregivers are not consistent, stressed, or overwhelmed, emotionally distant, depressed, harsh, or unavailable, the child forms attachment wounds. The attachment wounds like fear of abandonment, hypervigilance, anxiety, people pleasing, and avoidance of intimacy. These patterns last for decades unless healed consciously. Between the ages of 1 and 7, emotional neglect is one of the most common wounds. It's not about lack of food or shelter. It's about lack of emotional presence. You project lack of emotional presence when you say to a child things like, stop crying, you're fine, go to your room, don't make a mess, I don't have time. Children don't learn how to regulate emotions, so they grow up suppressing them, and they think their feelings are inconvenient. When children grow up with over-criticism or shame-based parenting, like frequent scolding, criticism, comparison, pressure to perform, harsh tones, and emotional invalidation, they internalize, I am not good enough and I need to be perfect to be loved. This makes children too. Children tend to develop traits like refusal to accept any standard that is short of perfection. they tend to have anxiety. They maintain low self-worth, fear making mistakes, and have chronic guilt. If homes are chaotic and conflict heavy, children are extremely sensitive to the emotional atmosphere, like parental fight, silent treatment, doors being slammed, threats, tension, and emotional coldness. Children interpret conflict as danger and they live in a state of alarm. Their nervous system learns to. They are actively and continuously on alert for threats or risks. They avoid loud voices. They please others and shut down emotions. This often becomes adult anxiety. Early school experiences and social wounds. School introduces new layers of trauma like bullying, teacher humiliation, rejection, feeling different, academic pressure, and being misunderstood. Children start creating beliefs. I don't belong. I'm stupid. Nobody likes me. I have to hide who I am. How identity wounds form in children 7 to 14 years of age. This is the age when they start forming identity. Trauma at this stage include feeling unattractive, colorism, racism or exclusion, body shaming, gender expectations, boys don't cry, cultural pressure, academic labeling, and social comparison. These wounds become lifelong insecurities unless healed. Children deeply internalize rejection, friendship breakdown, and social hierarchy like being left alone, losing your best friend, being the odd one out, not fitting in, being teased. These create wounds around sense of belonging or trusting, self-worth, and social anxiety. How family stress, divorce, or loss affect older children who are more aware but are emotionally just as vulnerable. Traumas include parents divorcing, loss of a parent, financial struggles, moving homes or countries, caregiver mental illness, and substance abuse in the house. Children often blame themselves subconsciously. If I was better, this wouldn't have happened. The pressure of performance and fear of failure that teenagers face carve deep emotional patterns, like fear of getting low grades, competition, sports pressure, fear of disappointing parents, and extracurricular overload. They develop anxiety, perfectionism, sleep issues, depression, and chronic self-judgment. Trauma doesn't stop when we grow up. It simply changes shape. When it comes to relationship traumas, adults repeat childhood patterns like abandonment fear, avoidance, people pleasing, choosing emotionally unavailable partners, and staying in toxic relationships. Relationships become a mirror of unhealed childhood wounds. When it comes to work and achievement trauma, adult wounds surface when they feel burnout, overworking, fear of failure, imposter syndrome, fear of speaking up, and struggles with boundaries. These stem from early childhood messages like, you have to earn love, you must be perfect. Everyday microtrauma in adulthood includes when they're stressed or betrayed, when they're compared socially, when they're rejected in a courtship, personal loss, when they're fatigued or overloaded emotionally. These microtraumas accumulate and trigger old wounds. Now that we have explored how traumas are formed, let's find out how to heal it. Healing is possible, healing is predictable, and healing begins with awareness. We begin with reparenting yourself. Reparenting means giving yourself the things that you needed as a child. Be kind and patient to yourself. Encourage yourself. Implement boundaries. Feel safe and give yourself permission to feel. Speak to your inner child the way a loving parent would. You need to regulate your nervous system because trauma lives in the body. Healing techniques include: do simple, deep breathing techniques. It reduces stress and anxiety. Activate your vagus nerve with deep breathing and sound exercises which involve humming, singing, or chanting. Cold exposure helps as well. Splash your face with ice cold water for about 30 seconds. End your shower with 30 seconds to a minute of cold water, or place a cold pack on the back of your neck, among other things that can be done. Follow grounding practices, which are simple and powerful techniques. It'll help you to pull your mind out of overwhelming thoughts, memories, or emotions and anchor it firmly in the present moment and your physical body. Somatic therapy is a holistic form of psychotherapy. It emphasizes the connection between the mind and body. It addresses the body's natural response to threat, fight, flight, or freeze. With somatic tracking, titration, and pendulation, grounding and resourcing, movement and touch. It helps complex traumas, chronic stress, anxiety, and difficulties with emotional regulation. Do inner child visualization for 10 to 15 minutes in a quiet space. You can sit or lie down. Ground yourself. Close your eyes. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Inhale through your nose and exhale fully through your mouth. And feel your body relax with each breath. Mentally create or recall a place where you feel completely safe, calm, and protected in an immersive way, sensing colors, sounds, temperature, and the feeling of absolute security. Phase 1. Gently invite a younger version of yourself at an age when you experienced a significant wound or simply first child image that appears. Observe without judgment and allow existing emotions to be present. Approach gently. Phase 2. Introduce yourself. Ask what they need. Listen and validate. Offer reassurance. Third phase. Offer comfort, give a gift, integrate, say goodbye, return to the present. Slow down your daily routines. There are a few techniques available to follow restorative practice. Let's begin with somatic and mind-body practices like somatic experiencing. For trauma, informed yoga and mindful movement is helpful. Body scan, meditation helps. Progressive muscle relaxation. The next technique involves breathing and vocal toning. Long exhale breathing, humming, singing, or chanting. 4-7-8 breathing. The next technique involves grounding, centering techniques. 5-4-3-2-1 technique, which is a sensory grounding. Physical contact, cold exposure. The next technique is related to relational and community practice. Get involved in healing circles and trauma-informed communication. Safety must be felt, not just understood. Why is emotional awareness and expression important? Because most wounds are formed when you suppressed emotions. Healing them requires naming emotions, journaling, speaking with a therapist or mentor, practicing emotional honesty, allowing yourself to cry, sharing vulnerably with safe people. How does trauma-informed therapy work? It addresses your profound impact of trauma by providing safe and supportive environment and avoids re-traumatization. Powerful modalities include eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, somatic experiencing, parts work, internal family systems, inner child healing, breath work, attachment repair, trauma-focused CBT, hypnotherapy, and body-based healing. Therapy helps rewire the brain's trauma patterns. How do you break generational patterns? When you heal not only for yourself, but to your children who you love. You break cycles by speaking kindly, listening deeply, regulating before reacting, giving praise without condition, allowing emotions,
creating safe routines, and practicing conscious parenting.
You can rebuild self identity when you create beliefs based on who you are now.
I am enough. I deserve love. I am safe. I can change my story. I am worthy.
Just so you know, identity can be rewritten at any age. Trauma may be a part of your story, but it doesn't have to be your whole story. You can heal the wounds you didn't choose. You can rewrite the patterns you inherited. You can become the person your younger self needed. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you understand yourself more deeply, share it with someone who needs healing too. Have a great day. See you in my next video. Until then, take care.